All right, this is the lecture where we're going to install Django onto our computers, and I'd like to show you first the Django website. So if you go to djangoproject.com, Django is an open source project, and this is sort of the community page here that describes all that's going on with the project. And what I really want to show you here is if we go to documentation and click on tutorials, there's this awesome tutorial that can help you get up and running with Django. Now, I'm going to be doing my own version of the intro tutorial, not of this project specifically, but in my opinion, this tutorial gets a little bit into things that you don't really need when you're just trying to learn for the very first time. But I do think it's worth to you at some point during this course for you to jump back and try out this tutorial and learn some things. It will, one, reinforce the things that I've taught you, but you might pick up a few other things that you find interesting. So I just wanted to show you this page because Django is one of the rare projects that has really good documentation. In my opinion, it's very human readable and understandable, awesome stuff. And if we go back to the homepage here, you can see that there's a download button to go get Django. And look, there's 3.0, and that's very tempting to go do this, but there's a better way to install Django onto our computer, and that's using pip. Now, if you've worked with Python before, you've probably seen pip a little bit. It stands for pip installs packages. And it's basically a way for us to bring other people's code into our computer, and specifically Python code. And so we can bring in the Django project into our computers using pip. So let's go ahead and open up a terminal. And the one thing that you have to determine is to access pip, whether it's pip3 or just pip. This is the same difference between, if you have to type out Python 3 on your computer or just Python. So a good way to test this is just type out pip3 and hit enter. If you see all this text here showing how to use pip, then you're saying, oh, okay, this is the one that I use. And if you just do regular pip, you can see for me, that one shows command not found. But if you're on Windows, for instance, you're probably just going to have to type pip and you'll see all the above stuff. So you got to figure out which one do you use, pip3 or pip, okay? So now that we got that all out of the way, let's go ahead and install Django. Very simply, just type out pip3, or for you, maybe just pip, and then install, and then just all lowercase Django. And what this is going to do is it's going to go out and fetch the latest Django code and install it into your computer here. So it's installing it as a little package. That's what these are called in pip. And so now that we have that, Django's now on our computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out of the terminal and open it back up just to kind of get it to restart here. Because there's been some new things installed on our computer, and we want to make sure that we can access them. One of them is this thing that's called Django-admin. So if you just go ahead and type out Django admin and hit enter on that, this is going to show you all the different things that you can do with this. And the one that we're going to be using here is the start project. So this basically, if you say, I want to make a new website with Django, where do I start? This is it. What you need to do is move to a place on your computer that you want to save your code and then do this Django admin start project. So I'm going to move on to my desktop. That's where I'd like to have my code. You can decide where you'd like to do yours. Remember, back in the Python refresher, I showed you how to move in the terminal. So I'm going to say CD capital desktop. If you hit the tab, it will autocomplete for you. That's another fun little pro tip there. And now that I'm on my desktop, I'm going to say Django-admin start project, no spaces in that one, and then we're going to say space and then give our project a name. Now, we are creating a password generator. We can't have spaces in our name, but we can have underscores. So I'm going to say password underscore generator, okay? And we're going to go ahead and just hit enter on this. Oh, I almost forgot the E, generator. Great. So we'll go ahead and hit enter on this, and you'll notice here on my desktop, we have a folder that has appeared. So this Django admin has started this new project for us. And if we go ahead and open up this folder, we can see, there's a couple of things in here. So we'll go ahead and talk about these in the next lecture.